Hello there, you're joining me live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo this afternoon. I'm Joel Outskun. A very good afternoon to you and welcome to our lunchtime news bulletin. Let's now take a look at the headline making stories for this afternoon. Suspect who assaulted Newsfirst journalist Chandana Kuruparachi arrested. President Mahinda Rajapaksa addressing the climate change summit says that the danger posed by climate change is a current emergency. Indian-made Mangalyaan satellite successfully enters Mars orbit. Starting off with our top story for this afternoon, President Mahinda Rajapaksa is set to address the 69th session of the UN General Assembly at the UN headquarters in New York this afternoon. According to presidential spokesperson Mohan Savaranayake, the president will address the UNGA at around 6:30 p.m.
The 69th session of the UNGA commenced yesterday in New York. Around 140 heads of state and government are scheduled to attend this year's General Assembly. Presidential spokesperson Mohan Savaranayake noted that the president will speak on Sri Lanka's current status of Sri Lanka as well as international trends during his address. Meanwhile, President Mahinda Rajapaksa also addressed the climate summit in New York yesterday.
The danger posed by climate change is a current emergency. Our challenge is universal and must be addressed collectively and multi-dimensionally. The UN Framework Convention on Climate Change is the primary intergovernmental forum for addressing the global response. The principles of equity and common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. All parties to convention must expedite domestic representations for intended nationally determined contributions.
The president also met with the Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, Kamlesh Sharma.
Moving on to one of our headline-making stories this afternoon, the suspect who assaulted Newsfirst correspondent Chandana Kuruparachi was arrested in Badulla today. According to the police, the suspect was arrested by the Badulla police and is a resident of the Passar area.
A clash occurred between supporters of the UMP and the UPFA in the Halyali area recently. Newsfirst correspondent Chandana Kuruparachi, who attempted to cover the event, was assaulted and was admitted to the Badulla hospital with injuries. He was later transferred to a private hospital in Colombo. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana noted that nearly 5 vehicles were damaged in the clash that broke out. The police media spokesperson added that STF has been deployed to beef up security in the Badulla and Halyali areas.
The Ingeriya Development Committee meeting was held yesterday at the Ingeriya Divisional Secretariat Auditorium. The meeting was held under the auspices of the chairman of the Ingeriya Development Committee, Parliamentarian Vidura Vikramanayaka. We are on the people's side. All government servants should be on the people's side as well. Sometimes we go on the wrong side in order to protect our positions. If an accident occurs, why do we hide? Why don't we bow down to the law? I believe that if this continues and the law is being upheld in this manner, then the people who are put into place to protect the law will get beaten up. Politicians and people who create laws will be beaten up. There will be no mercy. I am against the bending of the law.
Investigations cannot be concluded within 24 hours. If we wanted to sweep any incident under the rug, then we wouldn't have called the magistrate, the government analyst and the JMO before a 24-hour lapsed. I must clearly state that we have no need to hide the truth or mislead the public. We have not done that.
I thank the OIC. I spoke to him this morning as well. I told him to do all this because there might be unwanted issues that crop up. Else you wouldn't have done anything. We propose that this investigation be given to a separate unit. I propose that autopsy be conducted elsewhere.
If the President is for the full implementation of the 13th Amendment and then some, then why would he call for a Parliament Select Committee?
So I don't think President Rajapaksa is lying. I think he was sincere when he made the commitment. But then he's not allowed to move beyond that.
Still in local news, this afternoon, an Air Force officer that attempted to obtain a bribe of 20 million rupees from a businessman in the Munragala district was produced before the Munragala magistrate yesterday. According to the police, the Air Force officer who was attached to the Amparo Navy camp will be placed in remand custody till the 30th of this month. A suspect was arrested in the Arunaka area yesterday along with a stock of illegal imported cigarettes. According to the police media spokesperson's office, the stock of cigarettes was valued at 2.8 million rupees. The suspect is due to be produced before the Arunaka Divisional Court. In more local news, 3 persons that attempted to smuggle 2 kilograms of gold into the country have been arrested at the Bandaranaike International Airport. Now, according to the customs media spokesperson, the gold was worth 10 million rupees. He further added that the suspects that were arrested this morning are being interrogated. A body of a woman was discovered in a gem mine shaft located in the Ambalipitia area. The body was discovered based on a tip-off provided by an individual that remained anonymous. The body has not yet been identified. The magistrate inquest in connection to the incident is due to be held today. In keeping you up to date with some weather news this afternoon, due to an atmospheric disturbance over the island, showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the afternoon and night. Deputy meteorologist Jeevan Karunaratne explains further.
Due to an atmospheric disturbance over Sri Lanka, showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the afternoon and night. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damage caused by lightning activities.
First up in low international news this afternoon, India triumphed in its maiden Mars mission as it successfully reached the red planet on its very first attempt today, elevating India's position at par with elite nations in the global space race. With a space aircraft around Mars, India joins a small group of nations, the United States, Russia and Europe, that have successfully sent probes to orbit or land on Mars. Others, however, failed several times initially. Celebrations began at the command center in India's southern Bangalore city after delayed communication signals confirmed the space aircraft had entered Martian orbit. Indian Space Research Organization's low-cost mission crowned India as the first country to execute such a project in its first attempt. The success of Mars orbiter mission, lauded with its low price tag of $74 million, will boost India's 5-decade-old space program that newly elected Prime Minister Narendra Modi aims to expand with better infrastructure and technology.
History has been created today. We have dared to reach out into the unknown and have achieved the near impossible. I congratulate all ISRO scientists as well as all my fellow Indians on this historic occasion. We have gone beyond the boundaries of human enterprise and imagination. We have accurately navigated our spacecraft through a route.
In sports news this afternoon, captain of the Sri Lankan cricket team Lahiru Thirimana says that the team stand a good chance in clinching gold at the Asian Games. He made this statement at a media briefing prior to the team's departure to South Korea. The Sri Lankan men's cricket team left the island last evening to participate in the 17th Asian Games, which is currently underway in Incheon, South Korea. They will be led by Lahiru Thirumana, while Upul Tharanga has been appointed vice captain. Dinesh Chandimal, Dilhara Lokuhettige and Kosala Kulasekara will also be a part of the team. Speaking at a media briefing, Captain Thirumana said that Sri Lanka definitely stand a chance at clinching gold, although he was wary of the threat Bangladesh pose. He added, though the youth and talent in the team has the potential to prevail. Team Sri Lanka coach Romesh Kalavitarana said the team had prepared for the weather and wickets of South Korea back in Sri Lanka due to the limited pre-game preparation time available. Sri Lanka have directly qualified into the quarter-finals and will be playing their first game next week, Tuesday. Well, you could keep abreast of these stories and much more by logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. On that note, we wrap up lunchtime news for today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joel Outscreen for News First.